Hi, welcome back to another Heather Mac Reacts. Today we're going through one Am I the Equal story with a couple updates. And if you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe because I post 5 times a week, every single week. And if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into this first part of this Am I the Equal story. This says, am I the equal for telling my fiance that his family was too nice when I met them? Just sort of wishing my problem when I first met my in-laws was they were too nice. But you have a reason for writing into Reddit, so let's find out what made them too nice. I, 27 female, recently met my fiance, 31 male's family for the first time. We have been together for 4 years, but we spent 2 of those years in my home country and then moved to his country after I finished my graduate program. We didn't settle in his home state, but I kept asking to meet his parents because he's met mine multiple times, and he always said that they're just very private people or kind of old-fashioned. So we should wait until we're engaged. Weird, but some people are just weird, so I didn't push it. Well, we're engaged now, so last weekend we finally made the trip, and I don't know how else to describe it, but something felt really off about the entire thing. Anyone having Get Out vibes? Just me? They weren't rude. I want to preface by saying that it's on the contrary. They were nice to a degree that felt contrived and honestly a little scary. His mom kept hugging and touching me and holding my hands, asking what she can do for me, how she can make me comfortable, that it's so nice to finally meet me. His dad barely said a word to me, and that juxtaposition was a lot. But I felt love bombed a little. She made all my favorite foods and kept anxiously asking if anything was wrong, if she could refill my drink. She even offered me her shirt when I mentioned I thought it looked really nice. Here, take it. What the fuck? No, ma'am, keep your clothes on. I thought maybe she was just anxious. I don't know. His little sisters asked polite questions to me, but still it felt so surface level. His mom was dominating everything. It kind of felt like a job interview. Like, what are you looking for in a marriage? And have you heard much about our little town? With palpable relief when I said no. So you would think she'd want you to move to their little town, but she doesn't want you to move to their little town. Okay. Because I'm not from the US. She asked about my past relationships and was very interested in why me and my past boyfriend broke up. I specifically remember her asking, how hard did you fight for it, or did you just leave? And that was so weird. Girl, I gotta agree. I'm like 1 and 1 and 3. But I'm getting like 36. Like, definitely not the right answer. What's happening? I just felt oddly interrogated and coddled at the same time. I'm not explaining myself well, but my gut told me to get out of that house. My fiance barely spoke all night, and anytime I looked to him for reassurance, he just smiled and looked down at his hands, which is not like him at all. What are they trying to harvest you for, a human suit? Like, what is happening right now? What? This is weird. I don't blame you. This is strange. A couple nights in, and I told him I was feeling kind of weird and wanted to go home. He asked me why, and I told him that maybe I'm just not used to American socializing, that I just feel a little tired and overwhelmed, and that his family is really, really nice, and I'm not sure how to handle it. I was trying to not be rude, but we've always emphasized honesty in our relationship, and I thought if this was a cultural thing, maybe we could talk about it and overcome it together. He got really defensive though, saying I was being dramatic, rude, and xenophobic when his family had gone out of their way to make me feel welcomed. I apologized and said I was grateful, that I just felt a little weird, and he said he was done talking about it. We might need both of these for that one. Sir, you do not tell me when you're done talking about something. I'll stop talking when I'm done talking. You heard? Wow. We drove home and he won't talk about it anymore, will hardly even talk to me. His mom, on the other hand, has been texting me nonstop since she met me, how happy she was to meet me, how beautiful I am, and how she hopes we won't wait too long to get married and have kids. Why? So you can harvest them? Cruella? I just feel so unsettled. My fiance thinks I am an ungrateful a-hole, and maybe I am. Am I? I just feel so out of sorts over this. Any advice, criticism, anything is welcome. Edit, my fiance still isn't talking to me at all. He shut himself in our room and said he needed space. Seriously, am I missing something here? What the fuck do I do? I feel like I'm going crazy. Girl, you've known this man for 4 years and you never had an inkling of him and his family's cannibalism, their harvesting of children, their black market trade for babies. I mean, what? The possibilities are just like rolling through my head like a freaking Rolodex. Who here is old enough to know what a Rolodex is? Hands in the comments. Anyway, this is scary. I don't know if I would have stayed the first night, but I guess she was trying to be polite and not cause waves, but girl, you almost got your kidney harvested. Let's see what Reddit has to say. How many girlfriends / long-term partners has your fiance had in the past? I'm asking because, for example, my mother was overjoyed when I finally told her I had a boyfriend, my first one at 27. She definitely was a little over the top when she met him, so it could be that. I wouldn't worry too much, but try and mentally prepare for the niceness onslaught next time you meet them. OP responds, I am his first serious relationship. He's mentioned past flings, but we haven't talked much about exes, so maybe his mom is just really excited that he's finally settling down or something. Unfortunately, I don't think it's that because we have a couple more updates. Well, let's get into the first one. I finally got my fiance to talk to me and it was not a good conversation. I apologized again for coming across as ungrateful, and he said that the way I reacted to his family told him everything he needed to know about why he was so reluctant to let me meet them in the first place. Because they're fucking weird human harvesters. He said I should be grateful they welcome me with such open arms and that I needed to remember that the only reason I'm doing so well in this country is because I'm dependent on him to be here. Not a great thumb to be under, my love. That had me so angry. I literally can't stand being talked down to. I said I felt like this was way out of proportion, and then he accused me of cheating on him. We all know why someone would do that, right? They're doing something on their end. He demanded to see my phone because apparently, according to him, I am internationally trying to sabotage our relationship by saying his family is too nice so that he'll call off the engagement. I can call him the a-hole and I get to go off with my so-called fling. Wow. What a reach. What a reach. I am not a cheater, so I said, go ahead, look through my phone. He scrolled through my text for a bit, my internet search history, my social media search history, and my camera roll. As expected, he found nothing, but he doubled down and said this was a serious problem for him and that he needs to reevaluate our entire relationship. I am so baffled. He has never blown up on me like this. I feel like I don't even recognize who I am getting married to. What the fuck do I do? Am I actually this much of an a-hole? No, girl, this is called a whole lineage of gaslighters. They're telling you that you're the crazy one when you know there's something not right. Edit for clarity, I didn't articulate myself well in the first post, so here's a more extensive rundown of what happened at his home. His mom touched my hair and kept hugging me, grabbing my arm. She even pinched my cheeks a couple of times. These could all be very normal things. I am coming to understand this by reading the comments, but this paired with everything else just made me feel like more of a doll. She said I was more beautiful than I imagined multiple times, kept saying I was beautiful and perfect for her son. She grabbed my shirt because she said it looked so good on me and wanted to feel it. She insisted I sit down next to her and every so often kept saying she was so glad to finally meet me and that it feels like she had been waiting for me forever. She served my plate for me and kept filling it with food. Even when I said thank you, it was so yummy, but I'm full. She kept bringing me drinks even when I said I wasn't thirsty. I don't handle alcohol well, so I try not to drink. I would try to decline, but she just kept insisting, so then I felt like I couldn't. So now she's peer pressuring you into getting drunk and helpless in her house. What, so she could strap you down and harvest your freaking organs? Girl, you're gonna wake up with no eyeballs. She was asking me what I was looking for in a relationship and what kind of wife I wanted to be, what my past relationships were like, why I left my exes, what my thought process and reasoning was. And since we left, she has been texting me almost this whole time, asking me to promise I'll come back and visit, asking when the wedding is, asking me to not put it off for long, asking when we're going to have kids, asking if we're trying for kids. I hope this provides more clarity for why I felt the way that I did, even if I shouldn't have said it to my fiance, because I was a guest in their home and a receiver of their hospitality. Girl, they're all being strange. Like, get out for real. Edit 2, many people have asked, and I guess it might be more relevant than I thought. Fiance is white and I am Asian. No, I was not born in the US. When we met, he was teaching English in my home country. Girlfriend, that makes a big difference. The fetishizing of freaking Asian women in American culture is overwhelmingly disgusting. So it sounds like a whole family fetishizing you, especially his mother. What, she want little Asian babies that she can like freaking put up on her shelf, stuff like a taxidermy and put up on her shelf? Weird. I put nothing past her. Let's see what the comments say. Did you check his phone? I would have, but what's the point? This is over. You shouldn't be with someone who thinks you owe him just to be in a relationship. Next says exactly this. You should have asked the moment he asked to check yours. Fine, but while you look through mine, I would like to do the same with yours. 9 times out of 10, it's projection. OP responded, I didn't even think about this, but many people here are saying I should have. Last says he's projecting about the cheating. It's a good thing he's not here on this sub. He'd probably end up crying from what all the posters are saying about him. Please consider leaving this relationship. Deep down, you know the truth. Everyone is trying to tell you, you can't fix him. Agreed, girl. This has gone way too long. This has gone way too far. I don't think there's any returning from this. Let's find out what happens in the next update. Yikes. This one is titled Final Update. It's over. At least you're not missing a kidney, right? Hopefully. I want to start this out by saying thank you so much to all the commenters and people who messaged me private words of support and comfort. I have been really slow to catch up to what is happening to me, and though a lot of the comments scared me, I started coming to natural conclusions that they were right. I felt more and more unsettled as the hours went on. Fiance's mother kept texting me, and he didn't text me from work like he usually does. He got back late. His job is labor intensive and requires long hours. When he got back, I was waiting and told him I wanted to talk right now because the way events are unfolding is unacceptable to me. The effort I've put into our relationship and is leaving too many questions unanswered and creating even more. He instantly lit up and demanded to see my phone again. I said I would not give him my phone unless he gave me his, and he vehemently denied, saying I was the one causing problems, so it was his right to look through my phone, not his. That right there is an eyebrow scratcher. Yeah, I think logic is completely lost on this dude. At this point, I was starting to finally feel really scared of him. I am physically much smaller than him, and this has never felt more apparent to me than in that moment. He was speaking really loudly and really closely to me, telling me that his family and him were willing to give me a second chance if I behaved better. Behaved. Ooh, those words just like bring up this ancient, freaking maternal, womanly rage inside of me that just wants to like burn down a village. Ooh, behaved better this time, that he knew I had it in me to be polite because I always acted that way back in my home country, and that no one else in America would put up with this bullshit, so I should consider myself lucky he didn't do more to expose my cheating. It's almost like he's trying to convince you that you cheated and that you're wrong. How fucking weird. I asked if he was threatening me, and he again demanded to see my phone. I said no, though not as firmly as the first time, and he stormed off to the bathroom and turned the shower on. Let's add a bunch of kids to the gaggle. That'll surely reduce tensions, like it always does. Nor it doesn't. I couldn't take it anymore. I just wanted to go home. Everything was clicking into place way too much. His parents' treatment of me, why he kept demanding to see my phone, why it took so long for me to go to his hometown and meet his family. My friend walked me through everything and it all made sense. My body was so overcome by stress and fear that I couldn't stand to be there for one more second. I am at the hotel now. All location services on my phone are disabled, and my dad bought me a plane ticket home. I emailed my job and told them a family emergency came up and I would no longer be able to offer my services to them. Most of my clothes are still at the home I shared with my fiance, and I don't think I'll ever get them back because I don't want to go back, and it's not like I can ask my friends to get it for me. I have some friends here, but they're not close, and it's too hard to ship them. Oh well, at least you got all your organs, girlfriend. Anyway, that's it. I sent him a text saying that the engagement is called off. There's a lot of other things to address, like the fact that we have shared accounts. He has my visa information, etc. I don't want to speculate over what happened with him and his past girlfriend because I don't know. They never found her and my heart breaks for her. He just lied about it for years and tried to do everything he could to keep it from me. I am too scared to ever be comfortable in that relationship again, and I think it's time for me to go home. Thank you so much. Yeah, you don't need to be fucking dependent upon that psychopath. Thank you so much again to everyone who sent me comforting words of support and kindness. I don't know if I would have come to the same conclusions if not for your comments. Hopefully next time we meet, I'll be back home with my family and friends. That's so dangerous. Like, we're not thinking like an American because you weren't born here. This isn't your culture. This isn't what you're familiar with. And so all the Americans are like, girl, we don't act like that. Like, that's not normal. Whereas she's like, well, I'm from an Asian country and, your customs are different. So maybe this is just how people are. They touch hair and faces and cheeks and try to take my shirt off and all these strange things. Maybe it's just America being weird. No, girlfriend, it's not. It's so scary because he literally went to your Asian country. I don't remember if she said which country it was. It really doesn't matter. It's a country that's not America. And it's a country that has a completely different culture, an Eastern culture versus our Western culture, right? It's completely different in so many ways. Not, I'm sure every single way, but many, many ways. So he went to this country, picked up a girl who would be completely ignorant to what. So he went to this country, picked up this girl, and then brought her back to his country where she would be completely dependent, completely isolated, completely at his mercy. And this is what you get. Unfortunately, she trusted the wrong person. Fortunately, she got the fuck out on time. Let's see what the comments have to say. Well, I'm glad you're safe. Just a thought regarding your money. There are online/virtual bank accounts you can open to transfer out your portion of the money from the shared bank accounts. Or depending on the account, you can also wire transfer it to an account in your home country. Can you report your visa documents lost or stolen, but have them mail it to a friend's address, then have them mail it to your home country? Do you have at least one friend you trust to confide in? I know you said you're not super close, but you may need to call in a favor because this is a big deal. Either way, at minimum, call the immigration office to find out what your options are for getting the documents replaced. Maybe something can be done without involving a friend. The clothes can be replaced. Your life and organs cannot be. Good luck with everything, but a part of me does hope this is fake because it's crazy to think someone is dealing with this in real life. Though yes, I know crazy things happen every day. Yeah, that wasn't necessary. What do I know? AI is smarter than I am. Anyway, I would like to know what you all thought about this crazy freaking story in the comments. Don't forget, we have a playlist of over 525 MIV whole videos up here that you can binge. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!